December 31st. New Year's Eve, across the United States, cities were glowing with fireworks. Families were celebrating, laughing, believing the new year would bring a fresh start. But in a quiet suburban neighborhood in Colorado, the night was about to turn dark. Snow was falling lightly. The streets were empty. Most homes were warm and bright from inside. One house, however, would soon become a crime scene. Inside that house lived Ethan Brooks, a 28-year-old software engineer, and his wife Megan Brooks, a 26-year-old school teacher. They were newly married and hopeful about the future. That night, they had invited an old friend to celebrate the new year with them, Lucas Reed. Ethan and Lucas had known each other since childhood. They had grown up together, shared secrets, and trusted each other deeply. At least, that's what Ethan believed. At 11:59 p.m., the three of them sat in the living room watching the New Year countdown on television. The numbers echoed through the room. 10. 9. 8. They smiled and raised their glasses. 3. 2. 1. Happy New Year. They hugged, laughed, and toasted to the year ahead. For a brief moment, everything felt perfect. Then the doorbell rang. The sound cut through the room like a warning. No one was expecting a visitor. Ethan stood up and walked to the door. When he opened it, a man stood outside wearing a dark hoodie and gloves. His face was partially hidden in the shadow. The man spoke calmly. He said he was at the wrong house. Ethan closed the door and returned to the living room. They brushed it off as a mistake. None of them knew that the man outside had not left the street. Later, security cameras would show the figure standing in the darkness, watching the house in silence. At exactly 12:17 a.m., a neighbor heard gunshots. 3 sharp sounds shattered the peaceful night. When police arrived, the house was eerily quiet. The lights were still on. Music was still playing softly. Food sat untouched on the table. Inside, Ethan Brooks, Megan Brooks, and Lucas Reed were all dead. There was no sign of forced entry. Nothing had been stolen. The crime did not look like a robbery. It looked personal. Investigators searched for fingerprints. They found none. The murder weapon was missing. Security footage from nearby homes was unclear, offering no clear view of the killer's face. Then an officer noticed something unusual. Ethan's laptop was open on the desk. A video file was paused on the screen. The file was named NYE_truth.mp4. Police played the video. Ethan appeared on the screen, sitting in the same living room. His face looked tense. His voice was calm, but fearful. He said that if anything happened to them that night, the person responsible would not be a stranger. It would be someone they trusted. The message ended. Investigators immediately focused on Lucas Reed. When they dug into his past, they uncovered a troubling history. Lucas had been involved in financial fraud. He was drowning in debt. Recently, Ethan had discovered the truth. Ethan planned to report Lucas after New Year's Eve. That night was not just a celebration. It was a confrontation waiting to happen. Police now believed the hooded man at the door was Lucas himself. He had left, returned, and things inside the house had spiraled out of control. What exactly happened in those final minutes was never fully known. 2 hours later, Lucas Reed was found dead in a car crash on a nearby highway. There were no witnesses. No surveillance footage showing a chase. Authorities ruled it an accident, but many questions remained unanswered. Was Lucas acting alone? Did someone else silence him? Who made sure Ethan's video survived? The case was never fully closed. New Year's Eve is meant to symbolize hope, fresh starts, and new beginnings. But that night, in a quiet American neighborhood, it became a reminder of something far more terrifying. The most dangerous people are not always strangers in the dark.